TikTok needs no introduction, and many people are probably of the opinion that the world is better off without it. Being primarily focused towards a younger audience, some malicious actors have flocked to the platform to satiate their own heinous desires. This is the TikTok creep/predator's iceberg. Today we will only be covering layer 1. If you guys do end up enjoying the video, make sure to leave a like and let me know that you want to see a second part in the comments. Afterwards, I'll get to work pushing out the second and third layers. Now without further ado, let's begin. Buddy Haynes, aka the Buddy, was a 26-year-old man and one of the original creators on the platform dating back to 2018. Buddy initially started posting videos of himself dancing to a variety of different songs, but after not seeing much traction with that content, he decided to switch it up. I remember vividly watching cringe compilations of what is now old school TikTok back in the late 2010s, and Buddy was all over these videos. Unfortunately, I can't play the actual videos for you since the music is copyrighted, but the video you are seeing on screen right now has the "Why Do Good Girls Like Bad Guys" music playing over it. This particular trend was extremely popular at the time, and Buddy hopped right on it. He went on to create additional videos with the same overall style of trying to sell himself as some sort of alpha male, and it actually kind of worked as it got a ton of eyes on his accounts, including shoutouts from large YouTubers who reacted to his videos. He peaked out at about 20,000 followers on the platform. I personally don't care what kind of videos you're making if you're having fun, but where this becomes an issue is when you start to leverage your platform to exploit others. Another type of video Buddy often created was him duetting to a female creator's video. Several people pointed out that it's a bit weird for a 26-year-old man to constantly be reacting to videos of these younger creators. Now, some people didn't see any harm in this at all, and they viewed Buddy as simply a victim of hate comments. But one day, a TikTok account by the name of Bithoji uploaded a video claiming that Buddy was a They stated that Buddy was having explicit conversations with minors and even sent nudes to kids in their early to mid-teens. And it's not like she was accusing Buddy of this with absolutely no proof. She had a plethora of screenshots that, needless to say, made Buddy look very, very bad. For example, in one of them, Buddy said, "LOL, I feel like I look stupid." Then the other person replied, "You're okay, don't worry about it." And to this, Buddy says, "I kinda sorta have a crush on you and shouldn't." These allegations started to draw more and more attention, and other users of the app began to take a look back at his catalog of videos. Again, they picked out those duets where Buddy was playing along with obviously underage girls. His comment section quickly started to pile up with people calling him a predator. This caused Buddy to issue a response.
What's up, guys? So just the day coming at you with another public service announcement. So, for all those that have been following me and giving me love and giving me sweet comments and duets and everything and reactions, thank you so much. Sorry, my glasses broke, so I'm still kind of like getting them. Maybe I'll get some new ones or find my spares, but I appreciate you more than anything you'll ever know. To my haters, all you're doing is fueling the fire. When you comment, like my stuff, follow me, and react to my videos trying to down me, you're just making it worse for you. So, do yourself a favor, block me if you don't like my stuff. If you don't like what I do, block me. Because I will continue to do duets with my fans that love me. And I will continue to do videos from my house where I live with my parents who love and support me, and I support them because they...
He didn't really explain just what his intentions were or even acknowledge the issues at hand. If anything, he came across as extremely arrogant, which spurred on additional negative comments towards him. People even found his Facebook account and started messaging him there. It got to the point where Buddy stated that if the hate does not stop, he was going to get law enforcement involved. But this was just an empty threat, as not long after that video from Bithoji went live, Buddy couldn't handle all of the hate and he eventually deleted his account.
Go ahead, call Chris Hansen, bother the man who was at the Playboy Mansion. Even he will tell you the only real crime is you're wasting this time. Go ahead, keep talking your shit, because the only crime I'm gonna commit is murder on this verse.
At first, you may think that this is an instance where a predator simply escaped before it was too late. However, in a shocking turn of events, Buddy actually returned. This time, he began posting to Snapchat where he continued his inappropriate conversations with underage girls. This then led to additional videos made on Buddy from TikTok and YouTube that just further exposed him for his predatory tendencies. The situation would peak when two YouTubers, Jadaika and activist Plug, played the roles of minors to further expose Buddy. He agreed to meet up with them in public, not knowing that he was being set up. This setup more or less cemented his status as a predator, and Buddy seemingly disappeared yet again. Fast forward to January of 2021 and Buddy would come back. He created a YouTube video on the 24th of January addressing the allegations.
Guys and gals, the Freak Show fam, have no fear, the man, the myth, the legend, Papa Freak is here. Yes, you are reading the title correct. Yes, you're reading the description right. We are going to do a very special episode of the Campfire Chat. We are going to clear the air about the allegations that are surrounding me.
And the video is still public to this day if you are curious and want to check it out for yourself. But basically, he says that he is putting all of this in the past and that he apologizes for his actions. Now, there are also a number of rumors that Buddy was actually arrested at some point, but as far as I know, this is simply a rumor. Donovan Mayo, aka the Dream Cosplayer, was a 21-year-old TikTok creator who was well known for his voiceover cosplaying type of videos where he acts like some sort of edgy character. He started to build a following when he created videos focusing on the Minecraft YouTuber Dream. Specifically, he would take the Dream SMP and recreate that series in his own way with new twists and such.
Such a good job today. I'm so proud of you. You're such a good girl.
I always say, if it can't hide the blood, I don't want it on my rug. Well, I just made that up today. The smell of the undead, my fave. I wish Dad could see me now. Maybe I should visit Daddy D to let him see the bloodshed I caused in the server.
One key detail about his series is that he takes on two different characters, the first being the normal Dream and the second being Lost Dream, which is just a cringy, edgy version of him. Along with this series that he was doing, he also posted videos of himself dancing as well as role plays with a number of different people, many of whom were underage. It didn't take long for him to grow an audience that consisted largely of people who tried to egg Donovan on to get more laughs out of him. But at some point, his audience began to dig through his following list and discovered that he was following a lot of minors. The situation revolving around Donovan really begins to take shape when he introduces another character to his Dream series. This character being a Phoenix Dream who was voiced by a female friend of his. And it turns out that this friend was 14 years old, and where things get really disturbing is when Donovan pushes these very suggestive scripts onto her. It comes across as someone leveraging their platform and manipulating a teenager who doesn't know any better into performing some rather distasteful things. It should be needless to say that you do not do this sort of thing with a minor. And to be completely honest, you as a full-grown adult should not be messaging minors on a social media platform in the first place, no matter what it is you're talking about. When Donovan's audience realized that the person voicing Phoenix Dream was underage, they started blasting him on essentially every single one of his videos. At first, he tried to ignore them, but it got to the point where it was obvious that was not an option. So he decided to go ahead and upload a video addressing the issues.
My name is Donovan Mayo, aka Donovan Mayo 46. I'm widely known on TikTok as a cosplayer and role player, but behind the scenes, I was role-playing with minors but didn't know at the time. I didn't care to ask their age, and this was my fault on my part, being the older one. In fact, here's one of the messages that I was role-playing with. Someone was asking, is this secret between us? Maybe people will think I'm too young for you. And in reply I said, it's all secret. Besides, my age is unlisted and unknown. And furthermore, I said, now stop playing coy with me. Your #1 fan is waiting. Besides, I have something for you. Sorry, something with me. Don't worry about it. I'm afraid they did worry about it. Either way, in a live stream, I also said that I tied someone up, which was a lie. But that wasn't cool. Last I checked. So I am making action and making sure that this never happens again. So this is to all my followers that I am sorry. This is me doing the thug shaker. To prove that I am truly sorry and serious about all this. That is all. Thank you very much for hearing me out. Donovan Mayo out.
Yes, the man started dancing at the end of his apology. Somehow, his followers were able to convince him that doing the thug shake in his apology was going to win over his community and really sell the sincerity of his apology. Now, some people played devil's advocate and tried to defend Donovan by saying that perhaps he truly had no ill intentions with the people he was working with. But in his apology video, Donovan says something that solidifies his status as a predator. From the chat logs he was reading off of, there was a line that said, "Maybe people will think that I am too young for you." And to this, Donovan replies, "It's all secret," acknowledging the fact that he knows he shouldn't be doing this. He also explicitly states that he's going to hide the person's age from the public. Donovan would later come out and add to his apology and sort of pin the blame on his victims instead. There are also supposed text messages that were leaked of Donovan texting a minor, but there is speculation that those particular messages were faked. So it should be noted that it seems these messages do match up well with what Donovan was reading off of on his notebook in his apology video. For example, one line in the text messages, Donovan said, "Besides, I have a condom with me, don't worry about it." Then in the apology video, he says, "Besides, I have something for you. Sorry, something with me, don't worry about it." That is just one instance where the messages seem to be consistent. In another part of the text messages, Donovan even writes out, "Moving hand gently downwards," or something to that extent. So if these messages are in fact real, it makes Donovan look even worse. It seems as though he was using his platform to take advantage of his impressionable audience under the guise that they were simply acting. Paul Breach, aka Snapshot Eye, aka Beauty Beyond the Eye, began uploading to TikTok in 2021. His content primarily consisted of the same cringy lip-syncing dancing videos that you see often on the platform. But that cringiness of his videos is what ultimately earned him his following. Despite being in his 40s, he was carrying himself as if he was in his teens or early 20s. And a lot of people have a major issue with Paul being his age, creating content where he is often interacting with a younger audience. But just like with some of the other creeps on this platform, people initially thought that the creator was simply having a bit of fun. But one day, an account by the name of My Name is Boo uploaded a video exposing Paul for having suggestive conversations with a number of underage girls, as well as seemingly trying to manipulate one with cancer.
And then I got this message and it knocked me fucking sick. Essentially, a minor has contacted me to let me know that Paul was messaging them because they were sick, and this is the second time we have seen him do something similar. Allegedly, he was also messaging a girl who had cancer and liking their photos. Obviously, I have made the screenshots so you cannot tell who they are because they are a minor.
Once these rumors began to spread, it caused internet sleuths to begin digging into Paul's personal life. Eventually, they found a post on his Facebook page from 2008 where he shared photos of his pregnant girlfriend. Apparently, the girlfriend was about 17 years old at the time of this photo. And as you can clearly see, she has a visible baby bump. And during this time, Paul was at the very least in his 20s. Further investigation yielded another photo of Paul with a girl who was said to have been 11 years old at the time. But as far as I know, her exact age is a bit unclear. These photographs immediately spread like wildfire, and people began to flood the comment sections of Paul's videos demanding an explanation. But Paul would dodge all of the allegations and refuse to address them. But one day, Paul would find himself on a TikTok live with 2 other creators who confronted Paul about his predatory actions.
At all. That's the one
Is
rule.
that not what she's asking?
So nobody gets any information from me. Keep doing what you do, keep talking about what you talk about. Nobody gets family information.
I just thought I'd reword our question.
Well, it still didn't work.
It still didn't work.
So everybody else can do a new question. Don't speak about my family.
Okay, that's fine. Family off.
So
She's above 18. Are you going to tell us her specific age or?
she's in her 20s. Shock horror. Shock.
20s? She's in her 20s.
Not 48. Oh, yeah. I
And
remember that.
would you go for someone older than you?
No, never have.
Why?
Because I didn't realise I had to when I got TikTok. So why I just don't fancy older ladies.
Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Paul obviously did not like the conversation that was unfolding, so he left and later made a Facebook post which said, "To anybody that I know in actual real life, I'm sorry if I hurt you or disappointed you. My social media life has skyrocketed beyond the realms of normal, and the amount of trolling and harassment on me and people I know has reached such ridiculous levels that I have had to step away from what I enjoy doing. I don't know what I will do or where I will end up, but to those that I care about, I'm sorry for strangers contacting you or harassing you and the negativity that has brought to your lives. My life isn't the same and will never ever be the same as it was. Just please accept my apology." A lot of people believe that this was Paul looking for an easy way out of the allegations, so with no reasonable explanation, he began to blame his mental health. Paul would continue to try and sweep the drama under the rug, but unfortunately for him, the damage was already done, and some of his viewers even confronted him in person. When it was clear that Paul was not going to escape the controversy, he decided to sort of fight back. What I mean by this is whenever someone would confront him through his DMs, he would make an effort to try and dox them and even contact their workplace. He tried to get some of them fired by telling their employers that they were harassing him online. To my knowledge, Paul has never actually explicitly addressed the allegations. He sort of just kept pushing them away, hoping that everyone would forget about him. He doesn't really even try to disprove them at any point. And there is actually a massive rabbit hole when it comes to Paul Breach that can probably go on for several hours. Johnny Elbows, aka Johnny Thornington, is a creator from Nebraska who initially went viral after a video of him doing the gritty was featured on several TikTok meme accounts. Along with posting videos to his personal account, Johnny was also often featured on an account called The Big Boy of Omaha, which appeared to be run by someone who lived near Johnny. However, I am not entirely sure what the relationship between the two is, but they seem to be IRL friends. The Big Boy of Omaha account would continue to upload videos of Johnny that added to his virality, and it didn't take long for the internet to begin flocking around Johnny's personality. Johnny would find a large amount of fame online after being the focal point of many different memes that would go viral. Initially, Johnny started uploading to his account around 2022, but by May of 2023, Johnny would find himself in the middle of some online controversy. On May 18th, Johnny went live on TikTok in a public park and made an inappropriate remark about a minor.
Snapchat. I don't want to go on there.
I just want to be friends.
We are friends, but...
Alright, they're leaving y'all. Sorry, I apologize about this, everybody.
Especially that girl in the shorts. She keeps looking at me.
Leave them alone, John. Don't pay them no attention, man. If you don't give them any attention, they won't bother you. You know what I mean?
She does have a cute butt, though.
No, John. What? No, dude. No, dude.
No, not her butt, her shorts.
No, dude. No, man. No, dude.
And
no, bro. That's not. No, bro.
I found a basketball in that court.
Apparently, what led to Johnny saying this was because of a group of kids making fun of his appearance. This led to an argument between both Johnny and the kids, and for whatever reason, he felt he needed to let out that strange-ass comment when they left. Immediately, Johnny began to receive backlash, which caused the owner of the Big Boy of Omaha account to issue a statement ridiculing Johnny for his comments. In that statement, he also said that he was going to be cutting ties with Johnny and would no longer be creating content with him. Furthermore, he was going to delete all of his previous videos that featured Johnny. Obviously, Johnny has some sort of disability, but that does not excuse what he said. Even after making the comment, he didn't seem to see anything wrong with it, and he even began to laugh a bit. And why are you even arguing with children in the first place? Dylan Zippy is a creator from Los Angeles who is now apparently a college student. Dylan also found a bit of fame on TikTok after posting videos of himself lip-syncing to popular songs, as well as posting some very cringy skits. He was able to amass a following of about 400,000 people, but on that journey, he faced allegations of being a Several people accused him of texting a 13-year-old inappropriately when he was well over the age of 18. Dylan began posting in 2021, and after noticing that his POV videos seemed to do really well, he took that and ran with it. And just like most of the people who post this type of content, Dylan received a lot of hate comments poking fun at just how cringy the whole thing was. But this didn't seem to bother Dylan, as all of the attention was what was helping grow his audience. Now fast forward, one day Dylan was exposed and was rumored to have been asking for nudes from minors through his DMs on his various social media accounts. While this sort of allegation would look bad for anyone, there were a number of people who weren't exactly convinced. However, another creator on TikTok called Your Favorite Guy would also speak out against Dylan. According to them, Dylan had carried out similar disgusting acts before the TikTok allegation. Your Favorite Guy claimed to be in a Snapchat group with Dylan where he was frequently having explicit conversations with 13-year-olds when he was about 17 or 18 years old.
Is Dylan Zippy. This is also Dylan Zippy. This is Dylan Zippy sexting a 14-year-old. This is Dylan Zippy sexting a 13-year-old. This is Dylan Zippy sexting a 14-year-old. Dylan Zippy is 20 years old, and I knew him before he was 18. The reason I knew him was because there was a Snapchat group chat of a bunch of TikTokers, and we were both in it. And this was before all this stuff came out about him. While we were both in this group chat, it came out that while he was 17, he was texting multiple 14-year-olds, multiple 13-year-olds. I told him to cut it out. Did he? Not at all. Us creators ended up contacting his parents about his behavior. They made him deactivate the account, but since then he's moved out. Unsurprisingly, 2 years later, he has once again been caught trying to sext and meet up with 14-year-olds. I honestly think Dylan is messed up in the head. Like, there's something wrong with him, because this was the apology video he posted about all of it.
I just hope that this would never happen again. So hopefully you guys will understand. And trust me, I don't want this to go downhill or ruin my life or my career that I'm going to do in the future. And I'll be more careful next time and ask girls their age before I start talking to them, either on Instagram or Snapchat. So hope you guys understand, and hopefully like this video, and
the gaslighting in this video is insane. He entirely ignores the recent time he was caught sexting or trying to sex a 14-year-old, and he knew the ages. Hell, I even catfished him at the time, telling him I was 14. The audacity he has to tell people to like and share this video, like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Anyways, that is the story of Dylan Zippy.
TikTok. Thank you guys again for 40k followers. It means a lot to me, but this is not why I'm here. I need to talk to you guys for a bit. this is my apology video. So for anyone out there, I just want to say I'm sorry. And I did not mean to be creepy in any way. I just wanted to be a nice person and to sing for her. And I did not know that she was 14. She didn't tell me her age. So it was wrong of me to do that. So I just want to say I'm sorry. And hopefully you guys can appreciate it and accept my apology. And yeah, and hopefully you guys accept it. So if you guys do, thank you. And I just don't want to get hate anymore. So
Dylan would eventually come out and make an apology video, but it seems far from genuine. And just like he said in that video, it seemed like he just wanted to stop getting hate, so he was gonna say whatever the people wanted to hear. Dylan would disappear from TikTok for a little bit, but when he did return, he just continued to leverage his platform to be a creep around minors. Several people decided to catfish Dylan and try to expose him yet again, and just to sum this part up a bit quicker, they would succeed in showing off just how weird this guy is. For example, one catfish account had a high school name in their bio along with the graduation year being 2027, meaning that the student was about 13 or 14 years old. Yet Dylan still asked to exchange explicit photos and asked the 14-year-old if she would smash or pass him. Dylan would yet again run from the issues at hand. He took another break as if nothing happened, but he would be exposed by your favorite guy yet again. Your favorite guy was DM'd and told that Dylan was working at a trampoline park. During that time, he was also texting a 14-year-old boy. Dylan's boss would find out about this later on and ultimately fire him.
Zippy got caught again. This time, lying about his age to a 14-year-old guy. Hitting him up and asking him if he's bad, telling him to send him like pictures of himself. The guy goes, "I'm 14," and he goes, "Me too." This guy knew who Dylan Zippy was, so he sent the screenshots to me. This is the same guy who practically got away with little girls, like 13, 14, 15-year-olds, asking them to hang out, meet up at football stadiums at night. Dylan Zippy works at Sky Zone. He works around little kids. And I think he's back to posting on TikTok. He has me blocked, but I checked out his account last night on my alt account, and he was up and posting stuff. And it's just crazy how, like, non-accountable social media is. You can literally be somebody like Dylan Zippy or like James Charles and just get away with whatever. Like, people are gonna be mad at you for like maybe like a couple months, and then it's gonna be fine. You're still gonna be able to post and get views and make money. Cancel culture is fake. Dylan Zippy's a bad person. That's the end of the story. I might as well give you guys the update on Dylan Zippy since you guys eat it up every single time. Dylan Zippy got fired from the Sky Zone he worked at, which is a trampoline park where he works with a bunch of little kids who come there to jump on trampolines. This guy Jake hit me up and was telling me about how he knew what trampoline park Dylan Zippy worked at, and I think he worked at multiple. And the reason he knew this is because his friend was working with Dylan Zippy, and last week he hit me up and it was like he got fired from his work, and I said, "How do you know?" And he said, "My friend worked with him and told me he got fired for texting underage girls." So yeah, I think this is a good thing that Dylan Zippy's fired from his job, because he should not be working with anyone close to the age of 18. And of course, anybody under 18. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now. There was a couple other people who I'm waiting on to respond to my Instagram DMs because they reached out to me and were like, "Yo, Dylan Zippy got caught again," stuff like that. But nothing has been proved so far. But I will keep you guys updated.
You would think that after making several apology videos, you'd understand that you need to change your ways, but that's just not the case with Dylan. He clearly does not care, and even after being exposed numerous times, he just runs away for a little bit and then comes back and continues to create videos to his impressionable audience. Jupiter, aka Corbin Pinnell, is a 25-year-old who has been exposed on live streams for having an interest in minors, and he started to gain a lot of attention after one of his creepy Snapchat videos started being shared around. Jupiter is just regarded as an extremely strange individual, and he genuinely believes that he is some sort of demigod. Jupiter would get another boost in fame when he went on these live streams with a satirical character known as Linda Binda. Essentially, during the live stream with Linda, Jupiter would be trolled into talking about what he would do with them if they were in a relationship, and the conversation was just extremely weird.
Becoming a star, have you ever thought about that? I mean, what if you and I decided to make, if ever you and I got married and we decided to make our own videos, and we added them to different sites and they paid us a butt ton of money, would you consider doing it with me every time?
If you simply search Linda Binda on YouTube, you'll find the channel, and there's just hours of content focusing on Jupiter. Jupiter frequently goes on these rants where he mentions how he needs to protect himself and his mates from enemies, and at one point he mentioned having kids with one of his My Little Ponies. Additionally, Jupiter has been recorded saying some very disgusting things, including how he believes that the age of consent needs to be lowered. He was also asked by someone posing as a 13-year-old if Jupiter would be interested in having a relationship, to which Jupiter responded yes. And he is well aware that this is wrong, since he asked if he would be turned in to the cops.
I still send you pictures of myself even if I'm underage, because I'm only 13.
It's up to you, sweetie, if you want to, because I don't mind. If you do, I don't mind. Do you plan on turning me in if I say yes?
No, I would never.
I'd lower the age of consent all the way to 16 if you guys wanted me to. Or I'd even change it to 15.
He would later create what seems to be an apology video after his comments begin to be flooded with people calling him a, but it just doesn't seem real at all. It feels like he's just playing into this sort of character that he's built. And as you can probably guess, Jupiter wouldn't change, and he just sticks to his degenerate tendencies. In one particular stream that Jupiter appeared on, he mentioned that he's only playing along with what his comment section is saying, which is another glaring sign that he hasn't changed and has no intentions to. The Jupiter rabbit hole is immense, and if you look around it long enough, you'll eventually stumble upon the clip of him sharing his darkest fantasy. And I can't really tell if this guy should be put on a watch list or if he's just playing into this edgy character.
Fantasy. My darkest fantasy is to watch all those who wronged me die by my hand. That's my darkest one. It makes me want, it's just one of my darkest fantasies of doing. I want to kill everybody who's wronged me.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm going to say. I want to kill those who have wronged me as a person, including those who keep calling me a pedophile online. I'm not going to let them keep doing this. One of these days, if the government won't even notice, I can make those people disappear. There's places out here in Idaho where I can bury bodies and no one would think to look.
Have you done it before?
Not really done it, but actually thought of it. There are some people I want to bury out somewhere in Melba where no one will ever think to look. There's places here in Idaho no one would ever think to look for a body.
Jupiter was banned at least once or twice on TikTok, but he would just make new accounts and come back, and each time he would just continue being the exact same person. Tony Lopez is a creator who obtained a significant following totaling to over 20 million on TikTok, and despite being involved in several issues with minors, he has seemingly retained that following. In 2021, Tony was accused of sexual battery and emotional distress by two underage girls who chose to remain anonymous, but publicly they are referred to as HL and CH Doe. The two girls claimed that then 21-year-old Tony Lopez manipulated them into exchanging explicit photos and meeting for encounters. The lawsuit specifically said this case arises out of injuries suffered by minor plaintiffs after they were lured, persuaded, coerced, and groomed to either engage in physical acts and or send illicit and obscene child images of themselves. Tony Lopez knew that HL and CH Doe and other victims not named in the complaint were minors. Tony would go on to deny the allegations and go on several live streams to address them. At one point he said, "These allegations are not at all true. I never sent nudes to these women and it didn't ask them to send me pictures either. And I certainly wouldn't have was someone who told me they were underage. This whole thing seems like a money grab to me. I'm going to fight it to the very end. I will not allow them to continue to slander my name and attack my character. The lawsuit mentions that one of the victims had intercourse with Tony in January of 2020 and claimed to be 16 when in reality she was 15. The same minor mentions that about 2 weeks from their first encounter, they would have again. She also claims that it was on this second visit when Tony asked the girl to keep their relationship a secret. As for the other victim in the lawsuit, she claimed to have met Tony in April of 2020 and explicitly told him that she was 16 years old. She alleges that despite knowing her age, Tony insisted on exchanging explicit photographs. During the time when the alleged events occurred, Tony was staying in what was called the Hype House, which was just a home where various famous creators on TikTok would live together to create content. The two victims in the lawsuit also attempted to sue the Hype House and its founders for negligence. After the lawsuit went public, Tony lost several sponsors and issued a public apology. He said, "Hey guys, I want to take a minute to address the recent accusations that have been made against me. I am not proud of my past choices and actions I have made, and I am truly disappointed in myself for them. I am still new to the entertainment/LA scene, and I am quickly learning that you can't believe everything that you are told. Once I found out the truth, I immediately stopped. I know these actions are not taken lightly and were extremely irresponsible of me. As a young man, I will hold myself responsible for this mistake, rather than run from it. I will learn from it to help better educate myself for now and the future. I promise I will make better, well-informed decisions." Furthermore, Tony's older brother Andreas was also facing accusations of assault on what was previously known as Twitter. Now, I had a tough time finding any legitimate updates to the case, but it seems as though the lawsuit is still ongoing and neither Tony or his brother have been found guilty of any charges yet. Trey Sellers, aka What's Up Trey, is a very controversial content creator, and you may have seen one of his viral videos where he approached a homeless man and offered to buy him food. But upon returning, Trey ended up eating the food right in front of him. This stirred up a lot of drama online, and he would later come out and claim that the prank was all fake. He was quoted saying, "Fake video, I literally knew the guy before I did this and he said it was okay. I even bought him food afterwards, but y'all edited the video to make it seem like I'm the bad guy. It's fake." But it didn't seem like the world was buying it, and not long after this controversy, rumors began surfacing that Trey was grooming a minor. A YouTuber by the name of Tony Stark published a video titled "The Dark Truth of Trey Sellers," where they would mention text messages that were supposedly from him. Trey would later address the allegations and state that he did have a encounter with the victim, but she told him that she was turning 18. And at the time, Trey was about 22 to 23 years old. Trey would later claim that the girl only revealed her true age after it was already too late. In his video where he addressed all the issues at hand, he tries to excuse his actions by saying that there are tons of people who are 20 with 15-year-old partners every day, which is one of the saddest possible excuses for this, and it seems that he has since disappeared from social media.